Welcome, bros, to the New Millennium Podcast. I am, of course, your host, Brian Millman, and today we have the artist. That's right. Actually, he was recently on a NXTV taping doing commentary, but this recording actually took place sometime like last year. I remember promoting it on Justin's podcast, and I didn't drop his. I actually dropped Sketch, and the reason for that is actually because I couldn't find the second half. And what it just turns out that um, apparently I just only copied the first half, and I never named the second half. And I've always just been holding on to the second half as just voice number 11. So recently, as I was going through my to be announced folder on my computer, I noticed, hey, look, there's a Mill Podcast Artist 1. I wonder if it's different from this what's in my phone. And of course, lo and behold, it's there. So voila, folks. My entire interview with the artist. I think we talk a little bit about his run here and XTV. Probably talked about a little bit of his CAW stuff, but mostly this interview was getting to know Chris the Nightmare Man. Of course, last year this guy was somebody who NXTV was gonna really be promoting on the West Wing branch. Um, and he passed away. They found out, and of course, everybody knows about wanting to respect the dead and everything like that. But it's a pretty interesting interview. It's really fun, guys. I think you guys should give it a listen, give it a chance. He delves into a whole lot of the music and the ideas. It's really upbeat. And artist is really a fun guy to listen to. So without further ado, here is my interview right here with the artist. All right, bro. So I'm sitting inside of the artist apartment, bro. Thank you for inviting me to this place.
Oh, thanks for being in this picture perfect place.
It's really picture perfect, except for the bugs, bro. I gotta say full disclosure.
It's all in order. What are you talking about?
He's got his, he chopped off the ponytail, bro. He no longer has the ponytail. But it's same old artist. Tell him.
Move my head like I have one.
Exactly. It's quite deceiving, bro. But recently in XTV, we've sort of had a tragedy with somebody by the name of...
It's always a tragedy in XTV. You're here.
With Chris the Nightmare Man. And, I actually got a chance to speak with him. And he told me he felt dead inside, bro. It's not funny, bro. Like, for a shoot, bro. He said that. And it's crazy that, he's gone now. But, you guys in NXTV on the West Side had huge plans for Chris the Nightmare Man. And I just want to know, talk a little bit about the direction, where he originated from and, where you guys were going to go with it. Just go in, bro, since we're not going to be able to experience it.
Well, we're going to try to have Nightmare involved in two storylines, because some ideas are just too great and we've been working on for a while. But Before I get into this, it just goes to show you should never use, any person outside of XTV you don't really know because they might be dead inside and figuratively and literally. So, you know, that's XTV's fault with that. But Nightmare, he came from Beyond Scared Straight. It started when he had, we were watching that program and the guy on there, he did his little, because it was the lifers group and everybody did their little bit of, like trying to scare the kids into being, not being bad in the street and stuff. And once he came on, he did his thing, and one guy in the comment had said that guy sounds like a wrestler, and from that we kind of took that and like, ooh, that does sound like a wrestler, and we used that and made him, But basically, what I know of Chris Delucci, he stop. He wrong with you? Delucci was just one of those guys, he had a great heart, he just wanted to, turn the kids.
Such a wrestler name, bro, I swear. Delucci, bro.
Even when we seen R.I.P. Deluci.
That's his name?
Yeah, Chris
Damn it,
Deluci.
bro, that's his shoot name, bro.
Yeah, and so,
So you guys know who we're talking about. This is not just a gimmick, this is a guy. Go ahead, Artis.
Yeah. He, we just we were watching all his clips. And, we kind of just came up with our own thing. We've been working on his promo for, I want to say 2 months. And it like, without work and everything get involved, this probably would have took a good 2 weeks. You know what I mean? But, given, our circumstances, it's kind of taking us a little longer to complete it. But we're almost done, actually. You know what I mean? I'll say Monday we should be completely finished with his promo. But we knew we had to make him stand out. You know what I mean? We couldn't just make him, get it Beyond Scared Straight. We had to really, go in and make him a real Nightmare type of figure. So we, with this promo, it's going to be very nightmare inducing. I mean, to me at least. I don't know how anyone else is going to feel, But yeah, we were going to involve him with a few storylines. There was a storyline out there, and I'm sure it hit the web, where he was going to kidnap Gayleen of the NWN, and it was going to be a insane storyline with that. But now it's just he's going to fight Spitz, you know what I mean, at this at our first NXTV West event, and Spitz is already getting heat from what I understand, Bill.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can really call it heat because, Tavares is always talking trash to random people, much less the newer talent. And, that's sort of what happened yesterday, the little back and forth between those two, which I think is really actually good for XTV because, it's like it gives you something to look forward to down the line. And Chris Jericho did appear at New Japan.
Oh, wow.
He's gonna fight Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom. They're both claiming to be the best in the world. I just got the notification from Sam Roberts, bro. So on the spot, you heard it here first.
Wow.
But go ahead, artist.
Wait, where was I?
You were talking about you didn't want Chris the Nightmare Man to just be a gimmick.
We didn't just want him to be a gimmick, That's some 2012 type of stuff,
Right.
Cause like we would just do things like that. We would just do stuff, you know what I mean? Like if this was 2012, we'll just Chris the Nightmare. We'll just do that character. We wouldn't elaborate. We wouldn't like think too hard about what we were doing. But 2017, we take time to make these characters big, and that's why we get their little promos. Cause you guys get the ultimate yay or nay. So, that's why he was doing little promos, around just like saying different things from the Beyond Scared Straight episode to see what you guys would say.
Oh, it was like testing. It's like on-the-job training kind of thing?
Exactly. That was kind of like what that was. It's kind of like, tough enough. Like they'll be doing their thing, you know what I mean? Then they got to prove themselves when they're out at SmackDown or something like that. And that's kind of what Nightmare was doing. It was like, okay, you're pretty cool to us. Let's see what the other guys think of you.
Right.
And, to be honest, we thought we had to completely scrap him even at that point because, Bob, is the voice and is the yay or nay of XTV East. And when he said, "Oh, he's a fake Charles Dean" or whatever he said,
that was like the first thing he said.
yeah, it was like, no, dude. It was like, cause we were like, you completely don't.
But yeah, but he just went off of how he looked, you know, and it's like that's kind of just like what he does at first, and then like, you know, later on as he started to cut these promo and as he started to look deeper at you know, the character, then it's like, oh man, you know, this guy's nothing like Charles Dean, and it even started to, you know, make Charles Dean kind of start to look smaller in comparison, because here's this new guy that's, you know, making this noise, and Charles Dean, you know, not really making much noise.
Yeah, Dean has been very quiet this year, you know, which I'm quite surprised, because each and every time we get a game, he's one of those guys that Sasha was pretty damn hot right there. I would like to stick my genitals in her sexual intercourse. Leave me alone. But yeah, so man, I'm sorry, Sasha was really hot right there. I know it should be. That really was just like, damn, she's cute. Wow.
You want me to turn it off, bro? We're watching Ride Along, bro.
I'll kiss her hand.
I'll kiss her hand. What a gentleman, bro.
She's so hot, man.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
Oh my god.
So,
Where the hell was I?
let me think. Hang on one second, bro. So yeah, you were talking about the comparison to Charles Dean with Nightmare. That's where we left off at.
Yeah, you know, just you know, like I said, Bobby has the ultimate opinion, you know, because like we try to, you know, with NXTV West especially, we're trying to make the characters stand out even vocally, you know, and usually when we try to make them stand out vocally, what we watch a lot of is Cops. You know, we watch that a lot. You know, it's always heavy in rotation. Anytime you see us working, that's what's, most of the times, that's what's playing in the side window. Because I think Cops is good because you hear different accents, people from all around the world. And, you know, pitches and things like that. And, of course, Beyond Scared Straight trying to perfect Mr. Nightmare's accent. You know what I mean? Because it's very, he's from New Jersey, and, you know, you hear it, all eyes on the speaker, you know?
Right.
And so, you know, we were just doing that. And, you know, we wanted to build him up to something epic. You know, him, the conglomerate, and Dixie, you know, she was going to only... The reason we always say Dixie last is because she wasn't going to be there that long. You know what I mean? But we just kind of felt like, you know, with how she does what she does, like, people would want her back. You know what I mean?
Right.
But those were the people, you know, that we were really working on. You know, NWN kind of already been doing their thing. You know what I mean? They're just continuing on with the NXTV. But Nightmare was going to be one of the original new faces. You know what I mean? But now it's like kind of like when you look at NXTV, it's kind of old faces. It's like, you know, the NWN's already been doing it. Dixie's already been doing it, you know. So it's like we got to go back to the drawing board. You know, what people have been saying, you know, is Spitz, you know, got to take that spot. And,
right.
You know, we got ideas for Spitz, but they're nowhere near as good as Nightmare's voice.
Yeah, I mean, but you think about it. I mean, when you're talking about new guys and old guys, you have to consider that to the world, you know, people don't know these guys who are older guys. And not only that, but like having those guys on top, I think would be better for your show because you already are familiar with using these guys. You know how they are, you know their mannerisms, you know their voice. And so it's just kind of easier to get something interesting out of like a Dixie or, you know, a Flamingo or those guys, you know what I mean? Because it just comes off natural. And meanwhile, you know, on the mid card and on the bottom, you know, you're working on these younger guys. And, you know, as time progresses, you know, I mean, you know, you're surprised to see, you know, certain guys like actually pop up, guys who probably, you know, wouldn't, you know, have gotten looked at. And, you know, Spitz is kind of like a perfect example of that because if what happened to the Nightmare didn't happen, people wouldn't be saying, hey, there's the next guy, you know?
Yeah. And, I mean, you know, I'm not going to completely remove from the Nightmare subject, you know what I mean? But I do want to say that, you know, doing this whole practice run, you know, to give you guys insight of what we're doing, is like, because we're going to try to do the title picture different. And we went from having no tag teams, you know what I mean? Because we're trying to do a tag team division. We went from having no tag teams to having a shitload.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, and
I love tag team wrestling.
We have a bit too much though, you know what I mean? And
you can never have too many tag teams, bro. I swear.
That's a shitload.
That's good. That's really good, bro. Who do you have?
We got the Pimps and we got the police officers, GAP and FUP. We got the conglomerate, Felino and Too Hot. You know, they're part of the same clique, but the same, you know. And we have like some other guys came up with last night.
So it's like 4 teams already.
Yeah, and
you have to have more than that, though.
No, but because
to keep that thing, you have to have at least.
I'm just
8.
gonna say it like, okay, this is how it's gonna work. There's gonna be a tournament, you know what I mean, with every guy in XTV and NXTV. There's gonna be a tournament. Everybody's gonna have a chance. It's gonna be like a 20-man tournament. That's how many people are on the roster. And it's going to be a 20-man tournament for the heavyweight title. But if you lose, you know what I mean, you're going to fight for the title that's next before the heavyweight title, which is the NXTV
the TV title.
Yeah, the TV title. So that's for the losers. That's not the loser title, but
it's like second consolation prize.
Yeah. It's like so now you guys are fighting for that. You know what I mean? And If you lose that match, you know what I mean. You got to team up with someone and fight for the tag team titles.
That's cool.
And if both of you lose that, then get the hell out of here. Go to proving grounds. That's pretty much how it's going to be done.
So so you guys are going to have a proving grounds?
Yeah. We're going to try to do something like that. We're going to just.
I mean, the proving grounds should just be the proving grounds. It should just be open.
IPW type of thing.
Okay.
We're gonna have a dirty ring.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole 9. Maybe Sandman may appear, but he might be too intoxicated to come in.
Who?
Sandman.
Yeah. And I haven't checked it out, but from what I heard, looking at the 2K18, you have the ability to make a very small, independent-looking arena. Yeah, they have that. It's not just the ones that they have on 17. Like they have like super small time to mega big time. So, I mean, they have the damn WrestleMania 30. What was that? 33 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that with the whole elaborate ring on top and everything. So, they have it.
That's another thing. I mean, with these promos, they're gonna take forever, and then we still got to make people. And what we noticed. From the J&W, sorry, Nightmare, we're going to get back on you. But what we noticed from the J&W podcast is, he talked about downloading guys, you know what I mean? Because we were under the impression he kind of made these guys, you know what I mean? He kind of came up with them. And that's kind of what we're doing. Like, we're making most of our roster. Like, there's not no one we're downloading.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like that at first. I don't mean to cut you off, but and that's what we found. Like we probably have like maybe 20 to 25 guys in NXTV, but it's like later down the line, to not make the shows have the same exact people every single week. You have those downloaded guys. You know what I mean? And not only that, but
they're on their way.
You run into people like J&W like that. You use their people and. Boom, now you have this big splash. So, networking like that, definitely proves to be a great tool, by using other people's downloads, especially when they're cool.
Yeah, it's all in how it turns out. Because at the end of the day, we have a perception, we have written ideas written down on, what's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? We have various ideas that we've written, but most of the times, this, Mill, like, when you write things, like, something else happens for a show. You know what I mean? So it's like, even though we got ideas for Spitz, had ideas for Nightmare, you know what I mean? Tides can turn in an instant of what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, and then it changes the whole storyline and the whole spectrum of what was supposed to happen, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
stuff just gets dropped.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that is going to happen is some of these video packages,
Right, that's introducing the guys.
Yeah.
Which is a perfect way to start. You said that, I think I was talking to Umar, so he was saying some are going to be vignettes.
Yeah.
Some are gonna be just, I guess, guys talking backstage.
Yeah, we're gonna
Stuff
try
like
to
that?
we're gonna try to mix it up like that. We would do the whole roster, but dude, that'll take like
Forever.
It'll be 2019, SmackDown 2019, and you know we're not trying to do all that.
Right.
That weed smells good.
Because they never even
I
made it to
never allow
20.
weed in my apartment, but you know, I guess you're the exception. Though.
Thank you, bro. I'm so rude. I just started
He
lighting
just
up.
started lighting up. He has a shitload of weed on my counter right now. Cops can bust me any moment.
It's just like David B. Boy. Like I was interviewing him once, and I had a bag of weed on the table, and he just grabbed it and started rolling it up in front of a live audience.
B-boy has no chill.
He doesn't, bro, but he's a funny guy. But yeah, it's interesting. You know, we're talking about the Nightmare, but you know, artists, you have a lot of history here in XTV as well, and you know, it makes me wonder. You know, how do you go from being, you know, this great heel, great technician in the ring to being the announcer to NXTV? I mean, did they come to you? Did they say they wanted you, or did you want to do it? How'd that work out, bro?
I don't really know how to explain things like this, you know, because, like, we were really at a loss of who's going to be the announcers. That was the first thing, you know what I mean, for us to, like trying to figure out who's going to be the announce team. Because we wanted new people, you know what I mean? We were like, we want someone that's just fresh, you know. And there was thoughts of using J Baby and Sienna, if you guys remember Sienna.
Of course.
But Soup didn't want to call. You know, he did a little practice test with his voice memos and shit, and you know, he was just like, no, I can't.
Was she any good?
Call. You know, J
They
Baby.
can't get past that part.
J Baby, you know, even J Baby, he in the future he may announce, you know, just in case something happens with me, or you know, singer, you know, like J Baby, he may be used as well as a few other guys. They may be backstage, and there's even talks of getting what's the guy from wrestling back in the day? That was all like Stride, Super Pads. That guy might be there too.
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about. I don't remember ever catching his name.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he used to do the cuts.
Nah, he was like
Yeah.
extremely kid friendly. It was right after Sean Mooney, that guy.
Oh, Todd Pettengill.
Yeah. Todd Pettengill may be doing different things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we might have him in the audience. Damn, I want to tell you guys so many ideas that we got going on, but
Can you tell us
we don't
something?
want to give stuff away.
Can you tell us something about the Nightmare that was gonna have to happen but just can't happen? Do you have anything like that?
His involvement with you know, very like not too dark themes, but like, you know, like just doing stuff that's just like creepy as hell. And his storyline with Bray Wyatt. You know what I mean? I think that would have been very crazy.
Wow,
you know?
go a little in depth. Like, what was the plans? What were the ideas?
The plans with that is to have the ultimate spooky ass storyline. You know what I mean? That's the best way to put it. We were going to use different cuts of what Bray Wyatt did. You know what I'm saying? Throughout his career, the crazy shit he did. And we were going to use stuff that we were going to do on our own creatively with Mr. Nightmare. And it was just going to be, I am the Nightmare. You know what I mean? And it was going to be the whole Buzzers thing. Yeah. And I think that would have been a very epic storyline. But at the end of the day, you know, this guy's, he's passed. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not, we can't use some of these themes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's even kind of hard to make him curse sometimes. You know, it's like, damn, you know, he's gone.
Yeah, he's
What
gone.
I'm surprised about too is Nightmare was a rapper.
Yeah, bro. I think I heard him doing something the other
Would
day.
you like to see the footage?
Go ahead,
Or
bro.
not
That would be
the footage.
perfect.
Go on go on Google.
Let's put it up here, bro.
Just type in Mr. Nightmare Lifers Group. This is exclusive here. Lifers Group.
Videos.
Wait, go back right fast. click that first video.
You think that this?
We are the Lifers Group. This is known as Scared Straight. I'm known as 62098. I'm doing forever and have no date. I should have listened. I should have learned. Now I hope I can get another turn. Now I have to take it and try to make it, even if I have to fake it. Now I lie here. I know I'm going to die here. Here in Mr. Gilmore's house, the house of pain, where you can go insane. You'll meet me, your nightmare man. Crazy Chris, I'll use you, abuse you, and cause you pain. I'll teach you hate by Goya and plenty of paranoia. Yes, here at Mr. Gilmore's house. You can meet me, I am the nightmare man. Lock me up and throw away the key. Makes me no matter to me. I'm strong, my money's long. They call me the nightmare man. Try and catch me if you can. Some are glad, some are sad. The nightmare man will make you mad. Dream of me. You will see. I'll be your worst nightmare.
Whoa, bro.
Yeah.
Intense stuff, bro. That happens all the time. But,
Yeah, dude.
crazy to make that guy a character, man. I mean,
You know, and then it's like, shit, why do you have to die? Like, even with that, we could use something, you know what I mean?
exactly. Like that could be like an intro to an entrance or something. Anything, bro.
Then they made it do that little effect at the end, and he's dead. Spooky.
Oh, so he did that like live, like he did that at the Scared Straight?
Nah, he did that off of these guys' album, Lifers Group. You know what I
How
mean?
did they record him?
How they record them? They use, I think, some type of equipment, because they had backstage footage, but they had like behind the scenes footage of them recording, because all of these guys are in jail, you know what I mean? They're in prison, but like, I guess with doing the program, they get certain, you know what I mean, privileges as far as, you know, the other inmates, because they're trying to do something right, you know, for the kids. And
I'll use you and abuse you.
yeah.
Whoa, bro. That's something else.
It is.
And if you heard the way that they were talking to those kids, where can people find that clip if they want to see it?
You can find it on youtube.com and just type in Scared Straight 99. Or you can put Best of Scared Straight 99. We can watch that here. It's not that long.
No, I think that's better for people if they want to just see it on their own. But, you know, you didn't really get to go into, like, you know, how you got chosen or how you got the spot of being, you know, the announcer.
Well, it was just like, you know, NXTV, you know, they were just trying to be different and things like that. And, you know, we were just like, man, you know, who can we pick? Because we didn't want to do Sienna. And we didn't want to do the cliche route, Trunks and Best. And I think even Bob mentioned it. You know, again, that's one of the voices. And he was just like, oh, you know, don't choose. Even Fast is kind of, you know, a bit too, you know, like an obvious choice, you know. And so we were just like, damn, what if they chose me? You know what I mean? What if they did artist?
Yeah.
And they're on their way.
Those are always the best choices, like people who are not really doing anything right now, you know, and it's like, it's such a great spot for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then Singer, you know, we were just like, damn, you know, Singer did his thing in SIDE, true, but has he done anything since?
Nope.
And, you know, even with Singer, Sue has a bit of a call. But,
I think that's going to work, bro.
yeah, it's a different dynamic. It's a different chemistry, you know.
I think and I think it's going to be like,
Ponytail.
I think that it's going to start out like you guys are going to just be figuring each other out, and then, you know, you guys are going to get rolling, because, you know, that's how like Gorgon and Terry Williams were. It's like, if you go back and look at like their early stuff, you know, you saw Bob Classic there just to kind of back them up, but then, you know, they kind of cut them loose and let them do their own thing, and, you know, they're off to the races. And I think that you guys are going to be a lot like that.
Yeah, I look forward to working with the kid.
Oh man. So I mean, what else is going into you know, Chris the Nightmare's character? I mean, you know, you guys can't do anything else with him. You know, he's
another thing I'm sorry, but we're gonna work on the music video. You know what I mean, to kind of show you, you know,
Yeah, like a compilation.
Yeah, I mean, like his entrance though. Like we were gonna do something with his music that we already got his music, and we got his music by accident. It's a very rare, very rare.
Is it on YouTube?
Huh?
Is it on YouTube?
You were asking me about his entrance music?
Yeah.
It's Cro-Magnon. Cromagnon. Calanoia. No. It's not spelled like that. It's Cromagnon. All together.
CRO.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. There it goes. First one.
Caledonia.
There you go.
1969. This is theme music?
This is weird as fuck.
It looks weird though. Hold on, let me blow this up.
We found this by accident. It was one of those. We found this in 2014. And it's rare as hell. This is not known. This is
Everybody knows here on the MILLENIUM Podcast, we rock our world. trippy. I'm looking at the cover. How'd you find it? Oh, just like being up all night? Yeah, you do find strange things like that. Oh, you have this album? The whole album's like this? I kind of like it, bro. It's like, it's that part that's coming. I think it's right. I'm eating a french fry, bro. Stop cheesy. You have to mix it up. It's really good if you pour that ranch on there. You don't? What don't you like about it? Some people will say that about mayonnaise. Some people really don't like mayonnaise. I remember I went through this period when I was younger, and I used to dip my fries in mayonnaise. I don't do that anymore. Yep, I used to like dip my fries. My sides, everything used to be with mayonnaise. Yep, and then it kind of turned into ranch dressing. Now I'm back normal again. I just use ketchup, bro. I like this song, bro. It reminds me of Feature from WTOG Channel 44. I don't know if people go back that far. That's probably just a Tampa, Florida thing, Bay Area type of stuff, WTOG. But Dr. Paul Bearer, he used to host Feature, and he used to host like scary movies, and then between these commercials, he would be like, Feature. I was just a kid, like, so I didn't really understand all the stuff he was saying. He was saying adult stuff and stuff that scared people, I guess. But just the scene and the way it looked and everything, and the way he was talking was, a little creepy enough. I wasn't completely scared. He became like a baby face as I got a little older. But that was Chris the Nightmare Man's theme music, bro.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff.
Because this played at random when we were playing our iPod. And we were just like, dude, that would be cool as hell if we had this for his music. And you see all the shit that is recommending you now on the side. Like, these are albums and these are things.
Bobo's Creation, Satan 1970, bro.
These aren't, but it's not satanic though. Don't think that, we're not that deep into it.
This guy came up to me the other day and he's like, there was some rock music playing. And he's like, that's the devil's music.
Dude, what the fuck is this, the 50s?
That's what he said, bro.
That's the devil's music.
It's the devil's music.
Wyclef was saying in an interview, we're completely off of Nightmare. That's fucked up.
No, we were just playing his theme music, bro. Rest in peace.
Yeah, but
I'm
this guy was saying, Wyclef was saying that, his dad said hip hop is the devil's music.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Bill, take a look.
What is that?
This is a burger. This is the cowboy burger.
Tell the people all what it has on it.
It has onions. It has provolone cheese.
See some cucumber
mayonnaise. I'm not going to put some of these vegetables on.
No, it looks like, that's the provolone cheese. Okay, that's melted on there.
Yeah. And
it's got a tomato there.
I believe it has barbecue sauce on it. I don't like it with the barbecue sauce.
Do you have
What are you for?
Is that two pieces of meat?
No, just one big ass meat.
Oh, that's one big piece of meat.
Yep, and you could have made your own, and I could have got two meats if I would have created my own. And I was like, no.
So he's not eating the cucumbers. I feel like the cucumbers.
No, they're pickles.
Those are pickles. Looks like a cucumber.
No, they're pickles.
He's gonna eat those separately. He's not gonna eat them with his hamburger.
Am I the third or second person to eat on your show?
At this point, I've lost count, bro. People just eat. They don't care. They order food. They eat. It's cool, bro. I like to have a laid back atmosphere and people just talk about whatever's on their mind. We're just kind of hanging out, bro. In memory of Crystal Nightmare, man, I'm really happy that we're, able to do this because, I before we even found out the news, I actually talked to Crystal Nightmare like a little while before that. I was like, yeah, bro, I want you on my podcast. And like a day or two after that, we got the news. So, I think this is the way to do it. Artist, NXTV announcer, just here, and we're just talking about.
I feel like Oh, go ahead.
Did you have something to say, bro?
No, go ahead.
Well, we're just talking about Crystal Nightmare, and go a little bit, into your career because we're talking to you, but a lot of people out there, XTV is actually starting to open up now. Thanks, bro. XTV starting to open up now, and talk a little bit about your career and actually where you came from. Just kind of give people the timeline a little bit.
Well, I started in SIDE, and SIDE was cool, but looking back, everyone was held back. Like that's how it was. I always fought in like the third match because I wasn't a George wrestler, and that just wasn't the best of times for me. But that is where I got my start as an athlete, and it got my feet wet. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're trying to find a movie role, and you got an independent movie where you got to wear a bikini or something, and it's not you, but it's still that's Matthew McConaughey before he popped off. So I went from there to CAW, and CAW, even though it gets a lot of flack from many people I listen to, I was listening to Killers Inside the Actor Studio, even he gives it shit, but CAW did give room for artists such as the artists, no pun intended, and people like Moonsault Kid to kind of do their own thing and be special. Like we stood out, even though CAW's whole theme was a ripoff of ECW, like we were different though,
Who? Oh, so you were like a different guy.
Yeah.
You weren't like Chris Benoit during that time.
Nah.
That was something that you started to do later. Yeah, like on
but on
the pants, the tights.
Well, yeah, cause SIDE
and the diving headbutt.
Yeah, cause SIDE we were
technical wrestler, high flyer.
Yeah. I kept on having to say that every week. I was tired of it. One time I was like, high flyer.
What's that all about then, bro? Like, how'd that work out?
Because we knew you guys didn't know about our CAW career. So it was like, the artist. We were trying to reintroduce you guys. And, we knew you would get it once I made the tights like I made them. And, then my head as I came to the ring.
But, so how were you before that then?
Crazy as hell. My finishing move was like a flying head dive, but when I took you to the ropes, I would jump and headbutt you, and be like, oh,
Okay.
And I had a real special moveset, but we actually incorporated my moveset. Like to me, 06 is a combination of everything. It's like I'm trying to bust into these mashed potatoes, guys.
He's got mashed potatoes now, bro.
Yeah.
He's got like 3 cartons of things. He's got 2.
And I forgot I got these poppers.
Side poppers, jalapeno poppers.
Yeah, would you like some?
Yes, I would, bro.
Good as hell.
They look really good. They're huge, bro. And these giant jalapeno poppers, but some sort of dip. What is that?
I don't even know.
Is that like a
I don't know.
salsa? Can I see it?
It smells like hot sauce a little bit.
Okay. We'll go with that. Doesn't really look like any typical hot sauce, but it looks interesting. I'm not gonna necessarily try it. I'm gonna pop into this popper though, bro.
He's gonna pop into the popper. But anyway,
Small bite at a time. You have to chew it all the way down, or else it comes out bad on the other end, bro.
dude, then I ate it fast. It's gonna come out bad on my ass.
Yeah, it's gonna come out exactly the way you swallowed it, bro. You have to chew these.
Jesus Christ.
It's gonna like explode.
It's gonna pop.
My butt's gonna hurt later.
That's why, bro. When you eat jalapeno poppers,
It's bad
chew them all
enough that I
the way
wipe
down.
my ass too hard. These fucks didn't give me a damn spoon. All is lost. I'll just eat it with my tongue.
Wow, he's gonna lick the potatoes. Why don't you just get? I'm sure there's like,
Oh my god, this shit's good.
yeah, I'm sure that there's like a plastic fork somewhere.
I'll do like one in there. This is good as hell. It's like the best mashed potatoes I ever taste. Oh, this reminds me of my childhood pulse. This is back in my roots.
Excuse us, bro. He just ate like, he just like ordered all this great food. You done?
No, I just sampled everything. That's how fat I am. It's like, alright, is this good? Would you like some more onion rings?
Yeah, bro. Artist actually gained a little weight, bro. He's a little heavier.
One of these guys. Get fat. Oh yeah. What's his real name?
Gallus?
John Callis is my real name. Where the hell were we? Oh yeah. So '06. I came in like right in the middle of the era of the athletes. Pretty much. That's when you were there. I think me and you had countless classes. I think me and you had a best of 7.
Did we, bro?
I think we did. Yeah, but way back because this is old, so I'm not surprised you don't remember.
Because I remember having one with Little 007.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That might be the one.
Yeah, it was Little 007 that I had it with, bro.
Yeah.
And I think that we started the best of 7 thing.
Yeah, pretty much. You guys started this gangster shit. And you guys did awesome. You know what I mean? If I may say. Just everybody that period. Brent Davis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody was just really special. Would you like any more?
No, I'm good, bro. Thanks.
And that was a real special time as far as athletes. But I feel like I started to get lost in the shuffle, to be honest, once 2010 came. Because when 2010 came, you had to be very special. Because even people like Too Hot, all of us kind of fell off. I didn't fall off because I got with Chris Major. I was about to say Chris the Nightmare, but I got with Chris Major, and
Right.
Is that when we formed Picture Perfect or whatever?
Now, was it,
Major Perfection.
yeah, Major Perfection, bro. Great stable, bro. I was a fan of Major Perfection. You guys and Dyro, was Chris Major, the artist, and Dyro.
And then we joined up with the NWN for a little while.
Oh, yeah, that's right, for a small bit.
And that was cool. But I felt like I started to lose my way once I started the George Trough.
You think so?
Yeah.
Was that like 2013? It's the last
2012.
2012?
2012, yeah. Because me and Major fought.
Oh, yeah, you guys were going back and forth. And then he had his team. He teamed with Seamus. The good team versus the bad team.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
That's
Night
right.
Champions 2012.
Yeah, and you were with Dolph Ziggler?
Yep. I forgot. That's why I said yep so damn loud.
Yeah, that's what it was. You were with Dolph Ziggler. Major was with Sheamus. Major did a babyface turn. And he was all like super babyface to everybody. Everybody hated him for it. Yeah, that was fun, bro.
Yeah. That's when we started to just have fun instead of just being the serious heels.
Yeah.
Looking back.
Right. Fun stuff, bro. And now we're here, and now you're announcing. So I guess does that say though that you're not going to be in the ring, or what's that say?
If they challenge me, I will stop at nothing to show why I am. Pedro Barba.
What about people like Brian Strand and Chad McGee? Like, was that something that they put you guys together, or were you guys just tight all along?
We were always tight. on Jazzmar podcast, I mentioned that back in the SIDE days, we were the only guys that really kind of got along, you know what I mean? Because we both came from similar backgrounds. We both were dealing with the same shit, you know? Because SIDE was just like getting random people together and putting them in this, you know what I mean? And so, shoot, it's kind of like being in prison. It's like, you know, you're around a bunch of random murderers, random this, random that. But, you know, over time, you're just like, oh, okay, you know, you gotta choose somebody to be around, you know, or it's gonna be too miserable for you.
Right.
So, you know, that's kind of what that was like.
Even back in the SIDE days.
Yeah, we were always cool, we were always tight.
That's cool, bro. And then, you know, come full circle. Are they doing things now, or do they have like somebody that do they have a dog in the hunt, so to speak?
I don't even know, you know. There's thoughts of bringing them in as well to NXTV, but
The servants he's talking about, bro.
yeah,
That's who
yeah,
those
Service,
guys are.
Brian Strand and McGee. But you know, you never know.
That would be really cool to see those two show up, but I know that everybody's, you know, just trying to do things, make everything new. Artist is really fucking up this fucking food. He's nodding his head and smacking like
Fuck, this motherfucker's good. I'm gonna be shitting like
those jalapeno poppers. You gotta chew those up really good, or else they're gonna pop your asshole, bro.
They're gonna pop your ass, bro. Quarter of the night.
That happened to me one time, and I learned my lesson, bro. Like years ago, this store that I used to live around the corner from, this girl Lala, I think she used to make the poppers, and I think, you know, it was just a new thing they started to make, and I had got some cheese ones, and I got the cream cheese ones. I got like half and half, and I ate those, bro, and yeah, I paid for that. I was like, oh, and my stomach hurt, and that's what it was, man. It was those damn poppers. You gotta chew those motherfuckers. I learned it then.
Yeah, me licking the cream now and just like
dissecting the popper,
shit,
bro.
on.
I don't know, bro.
Joe has a problem, guys. He's like, I don't know, bro.
Did you see me on the?
That's white people to him. Yeah, I see that. That was stupid. Bro,
Stupid.
what's up, bro? What's wrong with him?
Bro. Yeah, I'm like super. Somebody, I think Justin was going, you know, he was like explaining my character to somebody, and he's like, he's just a super. I think he's a stoner dude. That's what he said. He said, I'm a stoner dude. That's the best way to describe me, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you come in my apartment, rolling up weed, smoking, putting a big ass bag on my table. You know, you're damn right, he's a stoner.
Full-time dude, bro. Where are we, though? Yeah, just completely disrespecting the artist. Do you have any other thoughts about...
20 minutes?
Huh? No, it's another side. Oh. But do you have any other thoughts about NXTV...
West?
NXTV West?
Honestly, man, I hope it delivers, though, you know. There's times where you make these plans on things, and it's like shit doesn't come out right. Son of a bitch.
Well, you sit there and stack everything like the fucking Leaning Tower of Pisa, bro.
I don't know what the hell your white ass is talking about. Oh, God. Artist done cussed me a lot. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second.
Artist is white too, bro. So.
I know. Nigga stupid. Grabber. I forgot a box.
That's how much stuff you got. And you got the poppers, but that's probably empty, right?
Yeah, that's it.
I'll toss this for you, bro. You can call these the poopers.
So mess up your pooper. But my final thoughts of NXTV West is I just hope it delivers. You know, I hope you guys like it more, like especially more than anything. You know what I mean? We're trying our hardest not to go too left with it. You know, we really just want to showcase, you know, our position in life mentally, you know what I mean, and where we see others, you know what I mean. And that's truly what we want to capture with NXTV West. And we're going to try our hardest to do that. And you know, it's something that we're always working on. Even at work, we're writing, we're doing all kind of different things to make this really special, make it pop. And we do want to differentiate NXTV West from East, just as West Coast rap is different from East Coast rap. You know what I mean? Not trying to make it too violent or too urban. You know what I mean? We got lost in NXTV when we went that route once before, so we're not going to do that again. We're just going to try to balance everything out.
Yeah. How about thoughts on Chris the Nightmare Man?
It's super unfortunate. Someone said it, Mill, like, you know, they liken it to when Big Vicious passed from Dead. You know, it's just like that, because like here's a guy, brand new, has so much potential, you know what I mean, and he just started, and he doesn't get to live that potential, you know, because his life is cut short. And I think that's what it is with Nightmare. You know what I mean? It's like this guy had a lot of potential, had a lot of, you know, areas to grow in, and you know, it's unfortunate that his life was cut short.
Yeah, but you know what though? At the same time, and you know,
Hey, I bought Lubriderm lotion.
you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. I think I'm gonna try something else. It's okay. I mean, you know, maybe it might work pretty good for you, but for me, I think I need something different. But you know, with Chris the Nightmare Man, though, as far as him being, you know, as far as the unfortunate demise, you know, it kind of just reminds me of, you know, NXT, and you know, the unfortunate demise of Dusty, and you know, people have, you know, their stories of his great influence, and you know, he's gonna live on in, you know, so many of our hearts, all around the world. But it's just like, it just gives it that real feel now. You know what I mean? And you know, it's quite the story to be told going into the early days of NXTV West, bro. Yeah, bro. So yeah, man. I appreciate you letting me smoke in your house, bro.
You're welcome, man. But don't do that again. I try to keep this. I'm in a nice neighborhood, you know.
Thanks, man.
All right, bros, there it is, my interview with the artist. Super fun time I had over there at his apartment. He let me smoke weed. And, you know, we just had a really good time talking about Crazy Chris and NXTV and, you know, just different ideas, bro. I mean, it's always fun getting up with old friends. One of my great rivals during the era of the athletes. You know, great fond memories of that. And great fond memories that I'm creating here with you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to us here another week on the New Millennium Podcast. So much more that I have planned for you coming up. Huge guest, bro, for 2018. A clean slate, a new year. We're going to do better than last year, bro. Everything's going to be better. I'm going to be better. Hopefully, you're trying to get better too, which I know you are, because that's why you're here. Only the most awesome people in the world are my friends, and you're my friend, bro. So until next time, bro, stay high off life, and I'll see you then. Cheers!